What's going on, y'all? It's Pilgrims in the Earth, first and foremost. All praises be to the Most High. All praises. Yeah, man, I'm just up here late night, like I always do. It's about what? I think it's about like 2 in the morning. Getting some work done. Um, I don't know about y'all, but man, my mind is like lately. My mind, the most I have, my mind just like going, like thinking about so much, so many ideas, so many different directions I can go with this channel. Um, Now that the attention is picking up a little bit, I like to, I like to do stuff different outside the norm. I like to kind of reintroduce myself to people, kind of bring them in, and kind of make myself more accessible. Um, yeah, just keep growing. Um, I'm always staying busy. I homeschool my children. I work from home. And also running a channel, content creating, and different things like that. It's a challenging job every day. Every day is a routine, a structured routine. Between me and my wife, we do a lot of teamwork. We get a lot done. But yeah, man, I got a lot of new ideas that I'm gonna be dropping. This when I do videos like this, actually, I was gonna do it live, but I really don't like going live, man, unless I really got something that I really want to talk about. But just to be on live and just kind of freestyling is kind of harder for me. I'm more so like recording videos, but actually I got a couple good things coming up, man. Uh, I got a couple. I got some interviews coming up that I think that y'all gonna like in the making. Um, so tune in. Also, man, like, share, and subscribe. A lot of y'all don't be hitting that like button. I need y'all to hit that like button if you want this channel to grow. You know, they're keeping me like right here, right now, but I'm trying to break through that, kick that dough down. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to do my thing on Facebook, kind of. But yeah, I like recorded videos because I can kind of break them down into clips, which you can do with lives too. But I don't know. I'm just so used to the recorded videos, but I will get into some lives more. So I'm gonna be doing some interviews. But also me doing like the videos with like let's say I just did one about the black man versus the black woman. That's more sort of more of like a premeditated thought that I have. When I'm putting videos together and I'm putting my thoughts down, that's more so of me calculating what I'm gonna say. But that's I'm kind of outgrowing that also. I'm about to get into some deeper stuff, man. Y'all stay tuned. I really don't want to put it out there just yet, but it's gonna be more visuals. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be more editing and me creating visuals. Just know that. You got to keep up with the times. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna put it out there exactly what I'm gonna do. I want it to be a surprise. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, today I wanted to get into why should we be in Africa versus America during the fallout? I'm gonna say that one more time. Why should we be in Africa versus America during the fallout? When I say the fallout, I mean the fall. Talking about the American dollar. I'm talking about uh, jobs being lost. Um, wars going on. I believe we should be in Africa during that time, and I'm gonna tell you why. Of course, y'all know I decided to pick up and move my family to Africa. I believe that this will be the safer zone, for a time, versus being in America. Number one, the culture of America is very divisive. Everybody got they got their weapons. Everybody patriotic. It's so much of a violent culture there. You get what I'm saying? Uh, of course, I tell you all the time, my job, I talk to many different people around the world. I was talking to actually a woman, a Japanese woman. She was telling me, like, yeah, I talked to somebody from America like you, and he says he can't, when he goes into a place or a room, he has to keep his back towards the wall. He has to pay attention to everything that's going on. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's exactly how it is. the culture in America, any given time, anything could possibly pop off. You get what I'm saying? There's so much weapon violence and things like that going on. So you got to always keep your head on a swivel. But I would say living outside the country, specifically here in Africa, it's more of a peaceful vibe. I think that's the main thing people say when they come to Africa. I felt the peace. I felt at home. I felt not stressed. You know what I'm saying? No pressure. Of course, you're gonna have your your difficulties everywhere you go. You get what I'm saying? I see a lot of people on the internet pointing out, oh, oh, you can't get a job there. That's the first thing people say. What about a job? What about a job? You have to understand, if jobs is your only thing that's gonna keep you still, you're gonna be sadly mistaken when your job is gone, because jobs are gone is gonna leave anyway, as you can see. Just because your job is stable, what you think is stable at this moment, um, it won't be there very soon. Um, all of us are replaceable. All of us are replaceable. Your job doesn't care about your retirement, your future. All that stuff is gonna be gone pretty soon. People didn't think EBT would be cut off. People thought that they was gonna be living on Section 8 housing for generations. That's over. So, like I say all the time, they pulling the rug from up under you. Um, I think a lot of this, the energy online with these FBAs, what they say, foundational Black Americans. I think there's a lot of agendas being pushed to kind of divide our people from the African content. I mean, I said continent. Sorry, it's an agenda so we don't come here. Do you know um what the inspiration we have in the world, the influence that we have in the world? We can make things move, and when we come to a place like Africa, where rich in minerals, rich in resources, with us being so influential, these governments have no choice but to take notice what we do. You know what I'm saying? Not only just in our culture, but just our online presence, all that. When we speak, the world listen. You know, but I think your number one goal, let's say if you have a family, should be safety. That's number one, safety, peace. Like I tell you all the time, my children, they can operate. I let them go to the store, they outside playing. I'm not tripping. I'm not always, I don't have to breathe over their neck like I would in America. I would not let my children go to the store by themselves in America. And my son, he's 9 years old. Say what you want, man. That's just, I see what goes on there. So, yeah, man, that's the number one thing people always ask me. What about job? Everybody can't afford. This is my problem, right? Because we always look at, and the finances, that's fair enough. You do need finances to move in this world. That's what it is. But my thing is this: when everybody during a pandemic was getting all this money, I'm talking about people was getting two bands every 2 weeks or 1,000 every week. Everybody was eating good, PPP loans, all these things. Nobody made plans. Nobody made plans, right? So when you seen us preparing, saving up our money, building the ark for when it started raining, you know what I'm saying? Nobody, oh, it's not time. It's not time. Oh, this. Everybody thought America was gonna be good, and people still think that it's gonna be good. But I'm here to tell you, it's gonna get worse and worse. We ain't even felt the eye of the storm yet. So yeah, man. It's so much going on right now. The government shut down. People not getting their checks. The economy is very expensive. And to add fuel to the fire, all this civil war talk and race war talk, all it is, they trying to brew up, conflict. Conflict brings military occupation. As you see all the military being occupied within a lot of the cities. Um, you're gonna see, like I always tell you, pay attention to the laws. Pay attention to the laws. So when you look at the culture of America, it's so divisive. People barely even know who live on their block. People are fighting who in their own household. Why I do think Africa is a better and do your research on which country. I can give information on that. I know a lot of people over across the continent, but I think Africa, for the most part, has a sense of togetherness, unitedness, community. Um, like I always say, respect for the elderly, protection for the children. They have a sense of religious traditions, Abrahamic faith. So they have a standard of what's right and what's wrong. And what's right is you protect the children. What's right is you give your respect to the elderly. So it don't get crazy like you would see in America where you see people assaulting an elderly person or assaulting a woman in public. Those kind of things don't happen here. You know what I'm saying? If they do, it's very rare. I've never seen it. But man, just think about something as slight as the power going out, right? People say, "Oh, the power go out in Africa." When I first got here, I would say 5 years ago when I first visited, it was crazy, man. I'm talking about the power would go out at least once a week, and the community they're used to it. They were used to it. Like the power go out, everybody chilling. You got propane tanks cooking your food. You know, the weather is mostly sunny most of the year, so it doesn't affect them like that. You get what I'm saying? But now I would say now that the infrastructure is growing, it's getting better, and I'm speaking only of Tanzania because you can't confuse countries. Everybody think Africa is one country. One country. That's not true. That's a whole continent, 54 countries. So South Africa can be more advanced than America. Kenya can be on a level of America. Tanzania might be a little bit slower for you. But what I will say, when it comes to the B system, what they're going to roll out and present to the rest of the world, a lot of these so-called third world countries will be ready for it. Be not ready for the B system. Will fight against that type of system because the people you can't just control these people like you would in America. In America, they're controlled by their jobs. They're controlled by the grocery store. If they shut the grocery store down, how you gonna eat? Here, they still moving and grooving because you can see your cows, you can see your bananas, you can see fresh fruits and vegetables. The sun, anything grows here. So it's hard for the government to control the people. If the government did something foul here, or they was trying to put like a dictatorship on the people, like they do in like a China, the people will run up in these people's house and tie them up. They don't play. You have a policing of the community by the people, and that's what I love about it. So I think they really understand that Africa will be the last battleground when it comes to rolling something like that out. That's why they kind of play on the you know, come to like the crooked politicians and pay them off to do certain things or roll certain laws out, but the people gonna fight against it every time. You know what I'm saying? But it will be the last battleground for sure. Um, and another thing is vast in land, man. I'm talking about there is untouched land all over Africa that people ain't discovered yet. You get what I'm saying? Especially over in Congo, all sub-Saharan Africa haven't even been discovered. You still got tribes of people that's living on the land, what I'm saying, that don't deal with money. They don't need a job, so we still holding on to this belief of, oh, I need a job, I need a job, I need, I need the white man to employ me so I can make a living. We have to get rid of that mindset because if we got rid of that mindset, we can take our resources, what we do have from these jobs. Because if you do have a job, you have to be building something, saving your money up. So if you get paid $1,000, I got $1,000. Okay, it might not be so effective with me and you, but let's say if we got 200, realistically, let's say 100 people, we can make something shake with some land. But see, we can't think like that because we so divided. Oh, what doctrine he served, or what God he called on. It's crazy, it's crazy, and that's why they keep us divided because we can't make no moves like that. We steady always worrying about the wrong things that's not important. What's important is that they're rolling out this system, which is going to take your job, is going to enslave your children, and it's going to stop free thinkers. You ain't gonna be able to speak your mind either. So yeah, so it's important that we do this for these children. But I think a lot of these uh, a lot of people comfortabilities have them trapped. A lot of their ideologies have them trapped. A lot of their organizations, churches, religions have them trapped. Um, you don't look at me if I'm not affiliated with your organization. You don't look at me as your brother, and that's not right. That's not right at all. But yeah, man, I think the any Western country, when it comes to like America, when it comes to like Europe, specifically the UK, Canada, these places will be ground zero for the B system. Smart cities, all that. You won't be able to. You gonna be. It's gonna be so convenient for you. You gonna be stuck in 15. Everything within your 15-minute radius, you gonna be able to do, and you're not gonna be able to move out of there either. So I think Africa kind of presents more freedom. You get what I'm saying? I don't feel the presence of government breathing down my neck or the police trying to harass me to take me to jail. Do you know the heaviness you have living in America? I'm talking about doing the right thing, going back and forth to work. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. So like I always tell people, I'm not even trying to convince you to come here for my benefit. I don't want you to hit me up for a consultation call or none of that. But what I always tell people, the level of freedom that I feel here, I want everybody to experience that. You get what I'm saying? The level of like tomorrow, if I'm like the rest, a lot of people we just don't know how to get rest. A lot of us is so tired, you can't even call off for the job. Or what your doctors know, or what you feeling. Oh, you got to prove that your uncle, somebody in your family passed away, so you can't even take a day off. Let alone just chill with your family for a day. So I think uh, that dollar is going away soon because they got the water coming up. It's coming up fast, and it's getting expensive over here. So I know for a fact it's getting expensive in America. You know, um, a lot of stuff just need to fall, man. It's gonna get hard for us before it get better. It's gonna get hard before it get better. But you got to go through that fire to get to the other side. So I think uh, we should be voluntarily trying to make the changes before they do for us. Because if you voluntarily make the changes for yourself, you can be prepared when they pull that rug from up under you. You'll be already prepared. Where you moving your money to? Because the money it's not gonna save us. I'm gonna be real. The money not gonna save us. It may give you some wiggle room. Let's say if you're in another country and the dollar fails first, it might give you some wiggle room to make. That's why this is time where we need to be putting our resources together. But who can you trust, right? I ain't gonna say it like we all can just trust each other either. Who can you trust? We're gonna have to start building with each other, fellowshipping. I'm speaking for myself. I'm coming out my shell, what I'm saying, about to be building with a lot of people here. So yeah, man, that's why I say Africa will be we should be in Africa versus America when the fall comes. So if you disagree with what I'm saying, man, tell me why you disagree. Let's build with each other, But I definitely believe that we should definitely be in Africa when the fall happens. We will have food. The Most High is gonna provide for us. Come out of for my people. This is Pilgrims in the Earth. We out.